Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And this video right here is for all my mental pilots out there. So when it comes to mental mathematics, I always have to say this. Mental addition will be gematria because it adds value, so we can add and duplicate numbers and multiply it and give it language and literature and meaning and value behind it. And when it comes to mental subtraction, this is the art of deduction, numerology, aka we're coming to a root number, a root cause, a singularity, and that will be 1 through 9. So this video will be for all my mental pilots, and this video right here is going to be how to find a triangle out of a square utilizing the number 10. Let me explain one more time. Let me say that one more time. How to find a triangle out of a square utilizing the number 10. Now, once we get down to 10, that's us bringing that shape into physical form. But for the most part, once we're doing mental gymnastics, aka mental mathematics, this is letting us know how we derive certain things. So for the most part, here's the thing. What is a square mentally? It's 4 points. So that'll be a idea, problem, solution, conclusion. You see what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. But it'll be us deriving from an imagination. So a point would be a 90-degree angle. So let's go ahead and put that down there right now, right? So that'll be a point. So to make a square or to conceal an individual thought, right, that takes 4 points. So let's go ahead and make a square. Because you know a square is 4 points, right? So we're going to go ahead and write what's inside that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mental concept of a square itself is just when a person is able to derive 4 points out of anything. Whether you have a idea, problem, solution, conclusion, whether you have a circumstance, situation that you present yourself in, that you want to present, that you want to see an outcome. You know what I'm saying? Whatever situation that you add 4 points, that you can add 2 other points to conceal that and actually have a feeling or reaction built off of this idea. Right? So keep that in mind also. So once we get into the square, now we have the square. Now what are we doing? We're trying to find a triangle out of a square. And what is the title of the video? Utilizing the number 10. All right, so let's break this down. Now we need to find the triangle out of a square. And since we know a square is 4 points, we could utilize it as far as mathematical wise in the third dimension and just say 1, 2, 3, 4 as far as number wise and how we understand it, right? Now, once we start to talk about finding a triangle, now we're going to utilize mental mathematics or the physical form of it from the offspring of the mental mathematics. The mental mathematics was knowing what a square is, 4 points. Now we're going to come to the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm before we bring it into the 3rd dimensional realm and utilize the number 10. Now we need to find a triangle out of the square. So let's utilize multiplication off of us already doing the mental mathematics. So that would be 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. Now here's the thing, right? When we start to talk about, this is an individual thought when you square yourself out, right? So this is a surroundings, something in your surroundings, number 3, that you're paying heavily attention to, number 6, and what you're paying attention to is your own individuality and or your own individual thought, just with more awareness. Because how do we get the 4? 1, individualness or selfishness. 2, being able to relate that in duality. 3, that being within the surroundings that you're doing these two things in. And then 4, you having an experience or you developing awareness on how to have a more broader outlook or more individual outlook on whatever you're actually doing. Instead of being sheltered or unexperienced, this will be more observant. So this is 4 is 1 on a higher scale in some way, shape, or form, which is 1, 4, 7 is masculine. So keep that in mind also. So this will be naiveness individually, and this will be having conviction individually in some way, shape, or form. So this is you being an individual, relating that being in a surrounding, and you having a higher individual thought about what you just did in some way, shape, or form. So this takes you into the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm. Now, so that's how you get to a square. But for the most part, we just found the triangle out of a square because these are 3 objects to come to 10. So we came to 10, but it took 3 mental objects to get there. So we did the platonic shape first. I hate to use that word, but we did the square first, just knowing 4 points without utilizing the 3rd dimensional math. Then we brought it down to fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. We utilized addition and subtraction and things of that nature, or multiplication, or however you want to call it, in order to derive what we just brought out of our mind. Then now we brought it into the physical form, 10. So we utilized the number 10 to find the triangle out of the square, which is 4 points. So basically what we did is we found 3 points out of 4 points utilizing the number 10 in the third dimension. You know what I'm saying? And all this represents your individuality in some spectrum. So keep that in mind also. So that's how you find the triangle out of a square utilizing the number 10. Flight bus, bitch. You know, for sure.